Hello there. Welcome to Flash Hour. Hope you like the new intro that we did for you all. We definitely work hard on it. Sarthik is our man. But welcome to Flash Hour, where we talk all things Flash Trade. It is kind of a culmination of what we've done, what we're doing, what got done this week, and what we're going to be doing as things go on. We do kind of funnel everybody in just for a short period of time where we'll go over state of the trenches. It's just a simple kind of Solana ecosystem wrap up. That way you can get a little bit of info while we wait for other people to join for Flash Trade. But with that, no further ado, we will get everything pulled up and pull in the main man himself, Anas.
Hey guys,
Jim
GM. Sheesh.
got added at last second, but just to jump into it here is Monad. Everybody's turning purple.
Yep.
And I have this awesome I love
What is
fall
that?
most of all. I love
Nice.
fall most of all.
Oh,
I'm gonna have
interesting.
a new mug every time we get on time.
Yep. Monad is definitely an interesting launch to study as of now. It's the most newest approach to the EVM side of world from the EVM side of the world.
Yeah.
So I think looking forward to see how it functions, and a lot more to study on how good is it, or is it just fluff VC chain? So fluffy VC
Yep.
chain.
We've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, I've seen
But
a lot.
I mean, from what they've said, and this is like you say, a lot more studying to do, but from what they've said, it definitely does bridge a lot of or fix a lot of like EVM issues in general. So I guess that's kind of the biggest promise. Higher
but
throughput, all that good stuff.
yeah, but they are not EVM aligned. They are their own chain. They don't give
Mhm.
any any anything any shits about where Ethereum is heading towards. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
an independent chain. So very interesting. And along with that, there was
But it's
this
composable
protocol.
with other chains too, right? Just a
I
with
don't think there is no composability. It's just bridges,
bridges.
custodial
Okay.
bridges.
That's the big crux of it then, is like basically it can bridge with anything.
Yeah, every chain can do that. It's not
Because that's like
big.
Sunrise just came
Uh,
out with their
yeah,
thing and wasn't.
yeah. It came out of I don't know what the tech is behind Sunrise. I wish I could read more, but there is no information as of now on
Mhm.
how
It's
Sunrise
related to
DeFi
Wormhole
works.
Monad somehow.
Oh,
So that was
okay.
yeah.
But I was just checking out, and I was not able to find anything how it works, and I was like, what the heck? It's like most people are calling themselves DeFi, but they are just centralized custodians behind the scene doing the job. So
Mhm.
yeah, a really sad state of things as of now. But we will try to make sure people hear about what they are using. So yeah.
Yeah. I definitely like that. So Sunrise, the DeFi, that's what we just kind of got into. It's Solana first ever. Basically, it's like a listing thing with Wormhole. This is my understanding. This is cursory, so I apologize if I get it wrong. Not only that, there's limited information out there. They essentially use Wormhole to kind of like push all these out to all these different chains. So that's just my understanding from first go. But
Yep.
Fidelity, VanEck, Canary funds and 21 shares launches the ETFs. The only reason I wanted to put that on here is basically that's just the adoption going parabolic with the ETFs. The only thing I did actually see though, while I was in the trenches here, is that a lot of people, if you kind of look at on-chain data, they're selling, like, let's say they have a massive bag of Solana. It's the same exact thing that actually happened with Bitcoin. They're selling their Solana and then getting the ETF, but really they're just changing the vehicles instead of like there's not because a lot of people they're seeing like a huge inflow on the ETF and they're getting excited. But what they didn't see is that it was all sold on chain and then they purchased ETF. So it's kind of just switcheroony there. So just
Yep.
be careful of that. Like, yes, it's very, very bullish, but if you're just looking at one side of the coin, you're not getting the whole story.
Yep. Yep. Uh, and moving ahead, yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, Hestrify
Uh,
announced. Yeah.
yeah, basically it's just DeFi ready RWAs. By that, what they mean is like, you know, able to be used in liquidity pools, able to be used for, looping and all those things. So that's pretty much it with the whole RWA thing. So, but they're going to be facilitating that. So that was
Got
pretty cool. I mean, and then Figures getting bigger and bigger. So Coinbase, doubles down on Solana. That actually was I actually don't know why they did it, but
It's
I
the
do like
most, yeah,
I
it's
do
the
like
most,
Vector, to be honest. But
it's the most controversial thing that happened, and I think this is where a lot more people are more cautious about holding tokens, and having an understanding if they get to the upsides of
acquired.
the company itself. So I think this is a very sore thing that happened, where a lot of people were actually holding their Tensor tokens
Yep.
just because the team at Tensor had launched Vector, which gave a lot more people a hope that the team might go into spot trading or something like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, they just built a wrapper over Jupiter, which was just an app where you could just watch people buy and sell tokens. It wasn't that huge of a thing, to be honest. It was just the community behind Tensor was so
Yeah.
huge that they pushed it very well. But
Yep.
on the tech side of things, I am really not sure why Vector stood out in any direction. It was just a Web2 wrapper built over Jup's
Very confused.
API. So yeah, there
And
was
I do like the Tensor guy, by the way. So this is no hate. It's just
no, no,
I'm just
it's
confused about the
yeah,
acquisition.
yeah. It's no hate. It was just about misappropriate. I don't know. People's expectations and like misappropriating people's expectations. When they
Yes.
launched Vector, they clearly gave the direction that okay, the people who holding Tensor might get something from Vector, and
Yep.
that was very clearly mentioned through all their media, news and all that stuff. But
Yep.
eventually they moved ahead, and I can understand the markets are very harsh, to be honest, overall.
Yeah.
And until unless you have a clear roadmap of what you want to build and have good funding, people are shaking off and trying to align with money where money is overall. So I think it's more important for people to find teams that are more mission oriented than money oriented.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, actually. The
Yeah.
money-oriented teams, take situations like this. I actually know this very well, by the way, because
Oh wow.
I love Tensor and I loved
Yeah.
NFTs and all that. And obviously, Tensor drop all, the whole thing. And I used to follow all their podcasts. I mean, that only had like 50 viewers, and I was one of the viewers. So I mean, yeah, it was, I really liked everything that they were doing, but obviously NFTs just never came back. So that's what killed
Yeah.
them in the end.
Yep.
And then setting up the foundation when they did it was super difficult because of the state of politics at the time. Now it would be probably a lot easier and honestly cost less money. So that all that hurdle they had to deal with, and
No,
then
there is no. I don't think they
the
were.
Tensor Foundation, not the
Yeah,
Vector.
yeah. I don't think they had any money issues overall, because even Vector made like $9 million in revenue. So the team
No,
did
yeah,
make.
not money issues. I was more saying along the lines of like, then they launched Vector, then they,
Mhm.
had all kinds of promises, let's just say, with that. And honestly, everything was looking up. Everything was like, oh, okay, yeah, NFTs might be dead. They're shifting into this meme coin thing. Maybe they'll do something for the Tensor token, holders, all that good stuff. And then Tensorians. I don't know if any of you hold NFTs. Shout out to all my Tensorians out there, by the way, if you're
I
still
think
a holder.
even I'm a holder, so
Yeah, me too. So,
yeah.
anyway, but yeah, moving on from that. Yes, it was very unfortunate. I actually lost a little bit on the team there. That was a nugget that hit pretty hard for me. But moving on from that, the Solomon. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Solomon ICO on MetaDAO did a very interesting, attracted a lot of capital, and I think that this is where everyone in the ecosystem is moving towards. Although we are fully not aligned on the label of ownership coins, but I'm happy to see, and
Yeah.
things come in the direction of how FAF was actually tokenized. So I don't know if a lot of people haven't seen that, but FAF was the first standard that came out with this whole system of not having vesting schedules and having mintable token. And then MetaDAO's token Meta followed the same direction. We had very interesting conversations with the team at MetaDAO early on for the tokens, and
Yeah.
then now the ICO launchpad of MetaDAO is going in the same route as what we had basically built with FAF. And the idea is also to make sure the ownership remains with the holders, and there should not be a possibility of teams to rug the way teams have been rugging as of now. And what I would say is it's not a rug, it's a failure overall. Like, the structures are not there. And in the startup ecosystem, I'm sure everyone have heard that 98% of startups actually fail. So it's a failure. It's a failure of system, and it's a failure of token holders beliefs. And if we are able to at least mitigate the system, like make a better system, so that if the failure happens, at least people don't call it a rug, is what most like what MetaDAO is building right now, where you actually own this thing, and if it fails, you know it fails. It's not something like you can just move ahead. So
Yeah.
I think that is good. And
There's no slow
even
rug.
there's no slow rug. Yeah, that is very important. That is very
Yeah.
important to note. And overall, like at Flash, we are also working in the direction of making the IP and the real ownership of the company to be moved on to an entity that fully represents FAF
Yeah.
holders. So we had an interesting discussion with the team at MetaDAO like 2 weeks ago, and then we would be moving forward with the structure by the end of this year, because right now we are fully entrenched with V2 and the Magic Blocks integration and the breakpoint. So a lot of good stuff in the pipeline. So once
Yeah.
we complete with those things, we'll move on the the FAF discussion. And then yeah, lastly, Soulflare did launch their Mastercard
Yeah.
thing with
Congrats, Soulflare.
instant. Yeah, I think it's a non-custodial system, which is very great. A lot of cards are
Yeah.
not non-custodial, where the wallet owner basically owns the wallet through which the USDC is withdrawable
Awesome.
through that Mastercard. But overall, this I think this is like the most repetitive thing that is happening, where every company is basically launching their own
Yeah.
cards that is basically using the centralized railways, which are being
ICO standards
which are built by
or
Mastercard
ISO
and
standards.
Visa. Yeah. So I think there needs. It's actually a very hard problem to solve, to replace Mastercard and Visa, because you need all those merchants to use
Sheesh.
your
Yeah.
network. But I think if there is a possibility, then Solana is there to fulfill those shoes. But I think we have to bring down the fees much more lower. And I just saw this interesting SIMD that was just put up and shared with by Anza, where they are decreasing the rent cost by 10x. So
Whoa.
creating your accounts would be 10x cheaper than what it is. So even now on Flash, when you open in a Flash account, like your first interaction, it costs about 80 cents. So moving forward, it will just cost you 8 cents. So very, very neat improvisation, like improvements overall on the network. And we'll keep pushing to make sure things are much cheaper and much competitive with the outside world.
Plus, we have to make sure that we can make as many bots as possible on chain. I mean, that will help facilitate that, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, all right. Let's see. Now that we are done with State of the Trenches, ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying our talk here today with Flash Hour, please leave a like, comment, and of course, follow us on X or subscribe on YouTube, since we are streaming live on YouTube now. If that is your favorite place to watch videos, we will be uploading a lot of our videos there, backfilling some of them just so for your viewing pleasure. But Flash overview, essentially, this is just where we go over some highlights for Flash Trade. Total volume's about, I think it was 130 million. So 18.26 billion plus in total, cumulatively 259K for rev distribution to our FAF stakers. If you are unaware, if you stake FAF on the Flash platform, you will get trading discounts as well as be able to participate in 50% rev share. So yeah, and of course you get your referral bonus as well. And let's see, last here, FLP1 is holding up really well. as expected, and Ore Pool is winning.
Yep.
Did you see? So I was gonna bring it up. I wasn't actually. I was gonna bring it up after this, but we might as well bring it up live on stream. Did you see the gentleman who integrated our pool with the ore mining thing?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FLP8. That's what
All
he
right.
said he
Interesting.
integrated.
I haven't seen that, but overall, very, very happy with what the pool 8 has done overall. Like when we were launching this pool, we did get a lot of comments from community members saying the token is just 3 weeks old and it's very volatile. LPs will lose money, but here we
We do get
are
a lot of pushback.
here we are where FLP8 is actually outperforming the performance of holding spot ore, and this is what we really wanted to share with people, where they understand the performance of FLP8 overtaking spot holding of ore. You're sharing something here, all right?
Yeah, so he Spuddy A7X. Thanks so much. Mine More app is what he did here. He created a little app for everybody. And it actually integrated with Flash Trade. So
Interesting.
he basically, you can deposit, here it is right here. So then you can deposit into FLP8. Flash Trade fuels the integration auto miner. So
Wow.
very, very cool. He has it all. At least you could see his little calculation here with the position. I just wanted to call it out live on stream. By the way, as we're speaking here, he retweeted us. So we really, we really appreciate you, of course, tuning in and paying attention to what's happening here at Flash. We'd love to see the composability factor of Flash Trade and all of our vaults actually being integrated across the ecosystem. So that's another thing that we really, really appreciate. And we do have an SDK that's available for if you're interested in that kind of thing, or you're a Vibe coder. We do have an SDK that's available for you as well. So, and I think Rust and TypeScript. So,
yep, I think this is where the interesting thing stands out for Flash, where what we saw basically was when I was discussing on X of a potential pool where people can trade, or I actually got a lot of negative comments from a lot of people saying it's not good and it's bad. Yeah, I had like a lot of people messaging me as well, and I was like, this is actually a net beneficial thing. So what Flash basically is doing is democratizing LPing tech for people so that they can LP these perps and make money. And if you compare to the prop AMMs that a lot of people are more excited about, is the prop AMMs, you cannot participate with those AMMs. These are proprietary market making strategies run by a couple of team members who on their whim can pull the liquidity from the markets if they are more volatile, or can provide liquidity if they are under their strategy. So it's actually blinding to see that like people are more interested into this black boxes rather than open boxes where people can make money and see that happen fully on chain.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of shocked that people are or you got a lot of pushback on it. It's strange to me. We also we do get a lot of pushback per listing though too. I've noticed that there are some people out there who there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that there are some cautious people out there. But what is it? Crypto.com said what is it? The future favors the bold or something like that.
Yeah. It's the tagline.
But yeah, anyway, so Ore Pool is doing really well, actually, outperforming our expectations, which is good. That's always great. It's not a bad thing for sure. And FLP1 is killing it. We did add Zcash in case you didn't know. So please check that out as well, as privacy becomes more of a thing on the forefront. And by the way, thank you for sharing that out. If you don't mind,
yes,
share more. We do like it when you share our stream, I promise. All
All
right.
right.
And as far as what we got done this week, this is
Oh, yeah.
Anas's favorite section here. So
Yep. So the whole team, basically, the whole teams at Flash Trade and Magic Blocks basically flew into Dubai. I am still in Dubai right now. So, and we basically took a villa and co-worked together for a whole week and had endless jam sessions on how best we can deliver the fastest trading experience for everyone. And I'm very happy to say the pathway has been laid and we've tested very good things internally and very happy with what we were able to achieve and conclude on what to prioritize basically on both the sides. And we also, during that time, I actually hired a very good videographer team to document the whole saga as well. And I think we'd be sharing out those clips probably this week or next week. But yeah, it was a very, very insightful and important decision that both the teams took. And I'm very happy we were able to pull it off as great as what we did. And we had good amount of lunch, dinners. We also played together, so it was
yeah,
very
pickleball. I saw
important.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
it
that
was
what that
very
was?
important.
Pickleball?
It was paddle.
Oh, paddleball. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. It's actually very important for, when people from all around the world come together and try to work, they need to spend some time together in a different setting, be it dinners or lunch or playfulness. In while playing, you get to get more ideas and get to understand each other, and then you can easily bump into each other and just ask if they have any doubts or regarding the whole system itself, because the infrastructure side of scaling a perpetuals exchange is a very huge thing. So I'm very happy that we were able to find that time and get to it. And while this was going on, we were working tirelessly parallelly to get V2 out. So yeah, we basically did like good amount of tests, internal test, and we did notice a few issues around the way the UI was working. And then
Yeah.
are currently under works to improve that. And then basically this is something that I will be going on the next slide, where we will basically discuss on the phases that we will be going out for the
Yeah.
V2 to launch, so that everything works smoothly. And then we also get the upsides of having all the sweet features of V2. So yeah, overall it was a very on-site week where I think the most important things, like the future of Flash, was basically being charted out with V2 and the Magic Blocks upgrade, where we had very, very honest and straightforward discussions on how to make Flash the fastest decentralized exchange. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy that we have a very, very good pathway laid out, and we are very confident on shipping that product. So
The
I think.
I just wanted to add one thing to this, and this is something that I got a little hammered with this
Mhm,
week, and I think I answered it pretty good actually.
mhm,
But as we like to do, or as I like to do, I should say, maybe not we, maybe it makes you uncomfortable, hopefully not. But he said I had somebody that I was in a spaces with, and it was a great question, like
okay.
why even push the pool to peer model when we know
Mhm,
Klob's work, right? That was
mhm,
kind of like
mhm,
the deal. And he's like, and so I kind of like broke it down as to why pool to peer model is like because the Klob model, not saying there's anything wrong with it, or like a hybrid solution, there's nothing wrong with it.
mhm.
But what I was saying was like we're basically just bringing the old thing and then just bringing it on chain. I was like, why would we not use all of the advantages of being on chain, in this new way to obviously help with scaling with the different solutions for perp dexes? And anyway, I'll let you take it away from there. You have a much
Yeah,
better answer than I would.
yeah. See, we all know what the capabilities of order books are. Like the end game of order books is pretty much known.
Yeah.
And like it's just like we all know, like Binance is the final form. And if you are making a decentralized version of Binance, then you know what it is. But when
Mhm.
you're talking about pool to peer models, you can never provide 500x leverage using an order book exchange. You can never provide a dollar collateral using an order book system. You
Mhm.
can never provide a real world asset trading using order books the way pool to peer exchanges can offer, because when you deploy an order book whose main source of liquidity is outside in the outside world, and you are trying to replicate that same system on an order book, you will always end up losing value, because
Mm.
the price discovery is actually happening off chain. So imagine tomorrow someone was to launch a cotton market, and you know the cotton is actually traded hand like on the market, where the real prices are being set off chain. You can never make sure the prices are being set on chain. The
Yep.
pool to peer mechanics work very well because we use the oracles to price it exactly at that price, and you will never have this issue of catching up the price, because
Yeah, the gap.
when you start catching up the prices, you will always have some losses, which is what we see on AMMs and DLMMs and CLMMs as well, where because the price is actually not, the price discovery is not happening on these products, they will always have some sort of impermanent loss. So this is the same thing that you would also see on hyperliquid as of now, when the markets are off during the weekends, and if you are trading here, the people who are market making will always end up losing money. And that's why, to make sure they don't lose money, they will start quoting wider. And when you
Mm.
start quoting widely, you cannot trade with bigger sizes or bigger leverage. You can
Yeah,
not
just
bet,
eats you alive.
yeah, you cannot bet heavily. But when we are talking about pool to peer mechanics, the reason why these mechanics work very well is because we always have asset backed perps. And even if that perp was to go 100x tomorrow, we will be fully collateralized and have the collateral to match the PNL any time of the day, even if like the prices like goes above 100x. And that is what we saw with or, let it be or Zcash. Even Zcash, once we listed it, it went about 80%, and then it crashed by 40%, and then it went
Mm.
20%. So it doesn't matter, like the volatility doesn't matter for pool to peer exchanges. But overall, even we see ourselves like having an order book that basically runs parallel to the pool to peer system, where depending on the way the liquidity is available, the order would be matched accordingly. And we believe users need not get into the intricacies of how their order is being filled. And once, if their order is filled at the best price, that's what everyone wants, right? So we will focus more on the ways we can fill your orders at the cheapest fees and at the best spot price possible. So let's also step back and take one more example. So imagine Solana was to pump by 50% in the next hour, and you were to go on and trade on any of the order book exchanges, you would be slapped with a huge spread
Yeah.
just because of the volatility. But
Yep.
on pool to peer exchanges, we don't do that as vigorously as these order book exchanges do. So I think that is where things come into line. And I personally would answer that guy is like, my answer to him directly would be, if you are a trader, what would you want? You want to be filled at the best price at the cheapest fees
Instantly. Of
instantly.
course.
That's what we are trying to do. We are
Yep.
not going to answer your question on why the system is not good or not, why it's not bad or good. It's more on the direction of talking from the user perspective. Are you getting filled
Yep.
at the best price, or are you getting at the like the cheapest fees? If yes, then doesn't matter, you are getting filled, right? So
Yeah,
that's what
of
we
course.
are trying to
Mechanism
focus
on
on.
the back doesn't matter as long as you're getting
Exactly.
filled, just like you said, cheapest fees at the price
Yes.
you wanted and instantly, right? So it's like
Yes.
that that is what we are trying to provide literally with Magic Blocks and Margin Engine V2 with the Flu system, so that we can have this flexible system that's able to adapt way more to different markets or different
And I'm
tokens.
so angry. My hair are so messed up right now. It's because of travel.
Mine,
Like,
yeah,
you.
mine
Come
too.
on! I don't want to see you. Anyways,
My hair's messed up. I'm having a bad hair day, really.
right.
I didn't shave though, so this is the first time I've had a
Sheesh.
beard in a while, or it's just a few days, about 3 days.
No worries. Anyways, moving ahead, yeah, breakpoint preparations are in full swing with a lot of interesting side events coming, and
Yeah,
the
and close merch.
the merch is on the flight. A lot of boxes, and I'm still trying to figure
Whoa,
out, Max, like how would we take those boxes into the Etihad Arena, because there are like
they're
eight.
huge. Yeah, there's a
Those
lot.
are huge. I don't know how we'll do that, but we'll see. I have a big
We'll get a
SUV,
cart.
but we do. Yeah, you need a card. Obviously, you need a card. So yeah,
Yeah,
that is that. The next very interesting thing is we have revamped the trade wars system, and with this revamped version, what we would be doing is basically we would be handing out people a specific code, and when they enter the code they would get access to a funded wallet. And the most interesting thing about this funded wallet is you don't even need Sol in your wallet to use this funded wallet moving forward. So imagine you want to onboard any user on FlashTrade. What you will do is just ask them to go on to FlashTrade, log in with their email account, put in the
yeah,
code, and start trading. That's it.
super cool.
Yeah.
It's basically just like I don't know if there are some like centralized that have nothing to do with on chain that can do something like this, but you have to like this is like a whole nother thing, man. This is
Yep.
on chain trading with an account that you can literally give somebody a code just to go to Flash Trade. Like imagine if you're a YouTuber and you've got an audience and you want to give away 5 funded accounts where they can go trade, potentially even make more money, right?
Yep.
Instead, because then the cool part is like you can give them each $100, and that $100 can go way further also because you're able to trade it on the platform. And then what's even cooler is that let's say you are a trading account, or maybe you're a trading X account, right?
Yep.
Then you can kind of walk your viewer through trading. So,
Yes.
and it allows them to get hands-on with the trading platform. It's not just Flash too. It's like hands-on with trading. So that's
Yes.
even the cooler part, is that if that is your core audience, this is literally the product for you. It makes complete sense to have something like that available. So anyway, I'm super, as you can tell, I'm super excited about it. So
Yeah. So the trade wars is actually ready, and now looking back, all these things, I'm so actually excited that although markets are shitting bets, we were able to
it's very true.
catch up so much on so much important stuff throughout this past week. I am really happy about it, and yeah, I think it's good that teams have specific mission aligned for themselves, so that they don't mess up with whatever happens with markets, because they already have this sort of work to do, and then they just get it done. So very happy
Yeah.
with the way things are as of now.
I'm happy that you guys actually chose to do it now, because I know how, and this is like, there's nothing you could
See,
really do about it.
I think the
The
idea
market's
for
going down makes you
no,
sad.
the markets might be doing their thing, but it was very important for us to get this done before breakpoint, so because we can ultimately do the most important announcement at breakpoint. So yeah, very happy with that.
Yeah, that
So
too. Of course.
yeah, we were able to verify what needs to be done, what needs to
Yeah,
be,
Magic Blocks.
if it's possible.
Yeah, I was about to say that now. Well, now I mean, from what I've talked with Zahib, definitely, it's every day is looking more and more promising. So
Yep.
yeah. But anyway, there's 300 of you watching. I appreciate you
Wow.
being here. What you should do, if you really love this stream, and I know you do, is hit a like, retweet, or share if you're on YouTube, and then follow us. So you can follow us on X or subscribe on YouTube. We'd love it. And if you left a comment, I will make sure that we respond to it. We are moving on to basically what
Yeah.
we got done. or what we're
Yeah.
going to get done. Sorry, the phase rollout.
I think this is very important. I really wanted to cover this last week, but since we were all traveling, we made it very short. And now we finally have some time. So yeah, basically, the V2 rollout will be going out in 3 phases, and we have laid out the phases. So I'll just go into much more detail. So the phase one rollout, which would probably be next week, is basically involves all the positions being migrated from V1 to V2. And yeah, and the most important thing, and the reason why this thing took us time, is because once we are on V2, we can never go back on V1. So there's like
Yeah,
you can't go back
it's
on
a
V1.
hard stop.
It's a hard stop.
Yeesh.
So that's the reason why we have took our own time and understood every corner. We made sure that there are basically no corners unturned, and I'm very happy that now we have a testing, such a huge testing team as well, which have basically understood what to do every time there is a new link drop to test. So that is
Yeah,
one
they
thing.
are
And the
doing really
second,
good.
yeah, the second thing with phase one would be all your positions would be backed by this fixed dollar term collateral. Before, your collateral used to change according to the price action of the underlying, but now you'll have fixed USD valued collateral, which will make your liquidation prices much more lenient and to a very good extent fixed as well, because once your collateral value is locked, it doesn't change, liquidation price also doesn't change. But before, just because your collateral was locked in this variative crypto asset, your liquidation price used to be little bit more uh, higher than what it should be, and then it used to update if the price went down much more, like very badly. So that is something that is going to go out in phase one, as well as the new referral system upgrade, where before we had the referral fees being airdropped. Now you'd be able to claim those referral fees.
Yeah.
Along with that, you'd also be able to check from which addresses you are getting your referral fees from with a leaderboard view. So it's a UI plus backend upgrade. So the phase one is actually packing a lot of basic stuff, and moving ahead to phase two, which basically introduces the groundbreaking mechanism that we have worked on for the past 6 to 8 months, I think so, which is
Yep.
flexible lock utilization, which basically allows traders to lock assets to trade different assets which are correlated to each other. So the
Mhm.
idea would be you trading BNB by locking Bitcoin, you trading Solana by you trading Say by locking Solana, and you trading XRP by locking Bitcoin or Ethereum, depending on the correlation factor. We would basically open up the market for users to trade more, even though we don't have that asset in the pool. So
Yeah.
this basically opens the direction of trading a lot of pairs with the same collaterals that we have listed on Flash as of now. So this would basically be the phase two. And phase three is like the most important system, where we would be
For
getting out. Yes, Max.
all up on phase three,
Yeah.
just because I want people to understand Flu and like from just a
Mhm.
very basic level. So it's fixed, or I'm sorry, Flu is a flexible lock utilization.
Yeah.
And essentially what we're doing is you're taking correlated markets. By that,
Yes.
we mean that the volatility of those markets are extremely similar. And of course, they're trading very similarly. So that is what then we can use like collateral to then collateralize your particular trade. So I just
Yeah.
wanted people to make sure that they understand like that is what Flu is. It's not super complicated. It's just the fact that we're able to take those similar markets and use it as collateral for bringing on additional assets onto Flash Trade. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like how we're able to expand
So
into
Yeah,
different things.
basically, before we had this barrier of having the asset on chain before we listed, if we all know this, with the margin engine V1. But now with V2, we would be able to list any asset even if it's not available on chain at the moment.
Super awesome.
So that is Flu, the TLDR for Flu. And the next phase 3 is all about the new funding mechanism, which is basically built on the skew of open interest against the pool. And it is also accompanied with a very unique ADL system, which basically deleverages positions in case of not having the collateral, enough collateral to back your trades. But this is something that happens on a very edge cases. It doesn't happen usually. So the ADL is very soft. ADL, to be honest, it's not that harsh, and it only happens when the assets that we are using to collateralize deviates very harshly. So imagine a day where BNB goes up by 50% and Sol goes down by 25%. So the deviation, if that happens, is very vastly. That's when the ADL kicks in and tries to close the positions that are open. But stepping back from ADL, I think the most important thing is the funding mechanism, which basically replaces the margining system that we had, and it opens up a new market where people can basically get funding fees if they are trading on the right direction against the whole open interest. So right now, irrespective of the directions of people are like people open or close positions, we were charging a margin fees. But
Yeah.
with this new funding mechanism, people would be the funding would be settled peer to
Incentivized.
peer. It would be settled peer to peer, and according to the skew between the open interests, the funding would be charged. And because of this skew, since Flash always has a skew of long side, people would be incentivized to open shorts and get fees on it. So this will allow a lot of people to trade, open up their delta neutral positions or do funding arbitrage on Flash. So basically, it gets us more volume and more sticky open interest onto the exchange. So this is something that we have studied a lot and put in all our experience so far trading perps since I don't know how many years it's been. It's 6 years. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the funding thing I'm really excited about too, because that's something that's completely new for Flash Trade as far as
Completely.
yeah. And not only that, maybe I'm totally wrong. I mean, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, I'm not always the most up to date, but does any other pool to peer model
No.
have that? No, I was about to say.
Uh,
Nothing that I know of.
yeah, it's a different model that people have, and we've tried to make sure we take the right inspiration from the things that are out there and make a system which basically gives a better feel for the traders and a
Yeah.
better risk to reward ratio for LPs. So
Yeah.
that's what we were
Has to be a
discussing.
balance.
If you were to answer the guy who asked why order books, well, I would answer them, why would you not want a place to get filled at the best possible price and fees?
Instantly. Yeah. Yeah, with slippage that's either 0 or extremely small. But yeah, the very true. I like that response, by the way. I'll keep that in my gun belt for later. But the last thing, are we done with the Margin Engine V2, by the way? I just wanted to answer some questions from the audience.
I think it's, as I said, like it's gonna go out in phased manner so that we make sure things are safe and work out in production. So yeah, we are on track, is what I would say, to launch the V2, but it would go on in the phased manner so that everything is safe for everyone to use.
Yeah. Good. The yes, keep rocking the Tensorian, by the way. We do love Tensorians. I mean, there's nothing, I've got nothing against Tensor whatsoever. Just surprised with the Coinbase integration. That was all. It was just a shocker that I honestly don't think anybody saw that coming, unless they were obviously privy to the information. But we have Shaw 256WN asking, Flash Trade, any plans for a Solana mobile dApp?
I think this is something that we have back of our heads, and we'll try to prioritize the Seeker deployment. So
Yeah, and it might just be, the PWA. I think, I don't know if that's exactly what they call it on there. It's basically PWA, but
Yep.
Progressive Web App. But that would probably be our first deployment. It wouldn't be like a full-fledged dedicated Android app, and of course, like iPhone app. But that's potentially down the road as well. But that would be our first foray into the Seeker phone. So good question. Appreciate it. And let's see. Any other questions for the OR? Looks like everybody's really enjoying that post, which again, really appreciate that from Spuddy. That was a great post about the FLP8. If you haven't checked out FLP8 yet, that is the OR pool. It's performing really, really well. It seems the OR community is hyper bullish on it, and they appreciate the very fast integration because of the pool-to-peer model, and because of Pyth, of course. We always got to shout out Pyth. I don't see any other questions. I just wanted to make sure that I did not skip you guys. So other than that, and then one thing actually I just personally wanted to know, maybe you can answer it here, is with Magic Blocks, with you guys integrating, or with basically the current meetings. Zahib had talked to me a little bit about some stuff too. I'm not letting out too much, I promise. I just was very curious to see what's the time frame. Like what
Yeah.
That's why I said you might not want to answer it. I know that's what people are going to ask, though. I already know because Tom's already asked me. Thanks, Tom. But yeah, he's constantly when, WEN this time. But yeah, you can see I was hesitant to ask because I know I'd get. But do you know if there is some kind of like,
what I would say is, like, if you pick any of the things that you have talked so far, talking about the V2 stuff or the Magic Blocks thing, if you read about them, these are all innovative things that are happening that haven't happened anywhere else. These are like first principle approach things, even the scaling solution. So the sad part about engineering is you can talk about a lot of those, but getting implemented at the right time is not one of them. So but what I would say is, like, everyone is very, very aligned to make things happen as fast as possible, because it gets things move in the right direction that we want, and the team is aligned to make more revenue. The team is aligned to make Flash a bigger success than it is right now, and make the token go up and get more volumes, get more open interest. Everyone is basically wants that, right? Like, why would we want to squeeze our neck by not pushing things as fast as possible? So that is something that we are trying to do, and we are trying our best. And even this whole thing of getting people fly into a place and get them under one roof was to make sure things happen much more faster than they were being happened before. So, and the most bullish thing about this flying in was, like, almost 60% of the devs who flew in, both the teams from Magic Blocks and Flash, the whole count was about 18 developers. 60% of them are not attending Breakpoint. They all flew in just for the purpose of co-working, and they flew out. They flew out just today, like Sunday and Monday. So they just came in to make the thing happen. That's it. They don't even want to attend Breakpoint. So I was very
crazy. That's awesome. That makes me even more bullish, because you could tell that if they're not even going to Breakpoint, they're so bullish on the idea of Flash and Magic coming together that they're like, let's build, let's effing do this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That's what went through. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I noticed that you discreetly avoided the time frame answer. That was very good. But other than that, Other than that, I won't ask you any more questions. I promise I will not
All
put you
right.
on the spot. If you got nothing else for the audience here, I'm just going to wrap up with my outro, and you get to enjoy the brand new outro video, which I do particularly love, actually. Uh, Thank you to Sarthik for that beautiful work of art. But anything else for the 400 people who are watching? We gained another 100 people.
Wow, nice. I think it's more about please join our Discord and try to bully us if you feel we are not doing the right things.
Yeah. Bully us, particularly me. I am the janitor. I'm head of custodial services. I'm there to take the bullying. But yes, join our Discord, follow us on X. We do have our YouTube channel. We do have Instagram now, by the way, also. We'd love to get is it Trish on here? From our Instagram. I apologize.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Trish from our Instagram on here, Trisha. Soon, so that you guys, we can introduce you to her, and then you can get more familiar with the Flash Trade Instagram account. She's doing a really, really good job of different videos that she's putting out on Instagram. So if you're not following us there, that's another great place where you can get more information about Flash Trade that's delivered to you in a very short format. Just like all Instagram users like. On YouTube, you will see our longer form videos, just like Flash Hour, Trade Wars, maybe Trade Desk, or no, Flash Desk.
We are
Hold
yet
on,
to
that one.
discuss.
That one might be coming, might not be coming. So yes, that will be our more long form. We will try to upload some shorts there, but I think Instagram's really a lot better for that from what I've seen. But yes, follow us on X. We'd love to, and jump in the comments. We'd love to have conversations with you. But Anas, I'll see you go, or I'll let you go, and then I'll do my outro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, just some quick things about Flash Trade that you may or may not know. We do have a token, it's FAF. If you stake it on Flash Trade, you actually get 50% rev share, as well as trading discounts and referral bonuses. So if that's your kind of thing, or if that's something you're interested in, you can check it out on CoinGecko, Bird Eye. My particular favorite is Bird Eye, just because I love those guys over there. If you haven't checked out Bird Eye in a while, go check them out. FAF's on there. They have some really great dashboards for all of your crypto needs, charting needs. Other than that, if you're not interested really in the FAF token, no problem. If you still want to benefit from the VP program, whether you're staking FAF or not staking FAF, just make sure you're registered so that all of your activity on the Flash Trade platform at the end of the epoch, you can benefit from it. So that's a big one that a lot of people forget about, is you don't have to stake FAF to still benefit from the platform. Just make sure your wallet's registered, and that's it. You start earning VP from day one with your trades, or you're LPing if you're in FLP1, if that's your favorite pool, and you use it across the ecosystem that we have with like Camino, Loopscale, and Carrot Finance. And of course, there's a bunch of others that are out there as well you can find in our docs. But other than that, guys, as always, thank you so much for attending, and I'll see you 411 viewers in the markets.